Is that Brandon? Yes, it is. Hey guys, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. So in this video, I'm doing a bit more reaction. I'm gonna do some more reacting to some tweets. So we will start with this first one then. Me looking for my Uber because I don't know what a Toyota Corolla looks like. Now, I think it's very, very interesting that Uber drivers just sort of assume that you know what cars look like. And I think for me, a lot of my friends, especially if they're drunk, they can't tell a Toyota from a Clio or a Renault or whatever. And the fact that it says, yeah, your Uber's here, it's a blue Toyota, no one knows what that means, no one knows what that is. I mean, I know what a Toyota is because I think it's got like the Toyota logo, I think it's like a T in a circle, but if you're drunk and if you literally just want to go home, you don't really want to have to think about what sort of car you're getting in, you just want to get in that car. So that is quite relatable in terms of that. Just realised my new iPhone has something called Live Photos. Have to admit, I was a little worried last night when my photos were moving. I only had one glass of wine. Hope your Christmas is just as magical. So that was by Pam Sidelko. I feel like she's famous. Or she's an actress, or the tweet just went viral. But either way, I didn't actually realise this either. I didn't actually realise you could turn it on and off, but for some reason when I turn my live photos off, they still manage to turn themselves back on, which I will never understand. But live photos basically just takes a little bit of a snippet of a clip before you've taken the picture and just after you've taken it as well. So it is quite interesting that if you were to take a live photo picture, it will show you potentially getting ready for that picture and what happened afterwards. Quite funny. But it is quite annoying when you just want to have a picture and then you just see it move all of a sudden. Especially like what happened to Pam, if you've only had a glass of wine and you just think, yeah, that's demon. So this one, it pretty much is relatable in terms of from being from North London. So the priest says, do you take my man dem as your hubby? Girl, dunno fam. Priest, do you take her as your painting? Man, yeah cuz. Priest, lips den. That's literally how some of the people from North London speak. Like, I don't know, it's just a bit, it's not really English. It's English, but it's not really English. But I just feel like it's just quite a funny meme when I saw it. Obviously, yeah, it was a couple of years old. Might be more than that years old, but I first saw that and I just thought, actually, you know what? That is quite funny. So I took a screenshot and put it in this video. The next tweet is from Jack Edwards. PSA, if an influencer has to add not spawn or not an ad after they promote something, they absolutely love to reassure you that they actually like it and they aren't being paid to say it. Take that as a hint that their spawn content isn't genuine and is definitely just for money. This is what I like to see on social media, and this is what I see quite a lot on social media. I do like to see people sponsoring different posts and getting all different types of content out there and basically collaborating with brands to show off that the work that they've done. But a lot of the influencers that have to say not sponsored, not an ad, it's most certainly a sponsor and it's most certainly an ad, but they just don't want to admit it. And what he's trying to say here is most of these influencers that are promoting these brands probably don't know about the brand, probably don't care about the brand, but because they're getting 300 quid to just say that this is an amazing brand, that's the other reason that they're doing that particular job. So I love how he's put like tea at the end, because sipping that tea, because yeah, it's just something that a lot of influencers do. But I feel like for me, if I was one of those people that was to be approached by a company that I didn't know about, that I wasn't really interested in their products, I wouldn't want to collab with them. I wouldn't want to give them that promotion of me using their product and me saying, oh yeah, it looks great, look at my cleansing skin, because then that's giving them promotion. People will go and buy their products, hence giving them money because of what they've seen from me. And I would just be like, well, I didn't support or like the brand anyway, so I don't know, it just starts getting complicated. So I think for me, if you are an influencer or you want to be an influencer, only promote stuff that you would use or drink yourself. Music is such a beautiful thing. Like, I could attentively listen to my favourite songs and stare at a wall for hours and not be bored. And I think that's the amazing thing about music, because music is so different. Obviously there are so many different types of music, tempos, speeds, varieties of music. You've got like K-pop, you've got more mainstream, you've got R&B. I think there is just some form of music for pretty much everyone out there. And ironically, I can sort of link to this as well, that there are some days where I'm just so stressed, or I just want to just take time out of actual life and I'll just sit there and listen to music all day, especially taking advantage of the Wi-Fi that actually now works. That is definitely something I will do. Snapchat is fake for not having a change username option. All of us made it in middle school. Again, quite relatable. My Snapchat name is literally my nickname, but with about 7,000 A's in the middle of it. So When you do add people, sometimes you have to add them by the snap code option. But obviously when you were back at middle school, you didn't know that the snap code thing was an option. So you would be sitting there typing in someone's username. You'd be typing someone's username and getting it wrong about 100 times before you actually managed to accept it. Another tweet, oh fuck's sake. I just want you to focus on my love. Okay, so the next tweet is, don't know if I'm ready for the new year, new me tweets. Now, we are in February, so this isn't gonna happen or occur now, but I feel like every single year there is someone that will go, new year, new me, new year, new resolutions, and I can admit to being one of those that actually, every single year, it's almost like, yeah, this is my year and I'm gonna achieve X, Y, and Z, and I don't necessarily achieve all the things that I want to achieve, and I don't necessarily have resolutions that I want to achieve throughout the whole year, but new year, new me is just that one thing that everyone, or quite a lot of people, are likely to tweet. Oh, fuck's sake, there's so many noises, I can't do this, I'm so stressed. So much fucking work to do. Alright, the next one is actually quite funny. Done with dating sites, I'm now focusing on pizza delivery guys because at least I know they have a job, a car, and pizza. Now, that's quite funny because I don't actually know who originally tweeted that, but it's true, really, isn't it? If you get like Domino's takeaway, if you get like an Indian takeaway, you don't really need to focus on anything else because that guy or that woman has a job, they are selling food, so you can get free food, and they've got a car because they wouldn't have been able to drop you your food otherwise. So I think that's quite an interesting one, definitely quite relatable, so I'll be adding that to my list of things to potentially check out. The next tweet is actually from myself. I didn't actually realise I saved this, again, from 2 years ago. When people tweet about deep topics or make videos about it for attention without really giving a crap, it really angers me like STFU. If you care about mental health and helping people out, don't promote your crappy merch halfway through a video and pretend to cry. Now, this is aimed at a particular YouTuber, but we're not going to name them. But I feel like for me, I'm in that exact same mentality now that actually there's no point making videos about these deep topics or these important topics if you're just gonna like just go over it in a few seconds. I think for me, if you're going to talk about something like mental health, or if you're going to talk about something that's a more of a deeper topic, you need to actually talk about it with like a little bit of compassion rather than just, yeah, mental health is bad, whatever, here's my merch, sort of thing. So yeah, I'm still 2 years down the line, pretty much in exactly the same mindset as I was back then. Another YouTuber, Hannah, you have those days where all it takes to make you mad is someone breathing. Yeah, I can relate to this. There are so many times where I've woken up and I've gone to university, or I woke up and went to school, and just the wrong person I've come in contact with, or just the wrong person that I've met on that day, or I've just not been in a good mood to start with, and then you see that one person you don't like, or you hear that one person that's still alive, and you're just like, really? Like, I'm even more angry and I'm even more annoyed now. So it's not necessarily a matter of you wish they weren't there, but you just wish they weren't, I don't know, you wish they wouldn't have ruined your day. Michaela's tweet, one time I sent a Snapchat of myself crying to my friend and she took a screenshot and messaged me, sorry for the screenshot, but it's going to be so funny one day, and that is a friend who really cares. It's quite funny. The amount of times I send pictures to my friends or videos to my friends in the group chats and I will fully expose myself, and not in that way, but fully expose myself in like, I'll be crying, I'll be shouting, I'll be dancing weirdly. And I just sort of think, well, actually, that's free content for you. So if you wanted to embarrass me on my birthday, then there you go, basically. My cousin texting this girl, apparently she's on punishment, so she hasn't got a phone. My cousin created a Google Doc and they talk by editing the doc. Don't ever say you can't talk to someone. Very, very funny. And I think I've seen this somewhere before, but how creative is that? That if you have your phone taken away from you and you're allowed, I mean, I don't know why they were allowed their laptop if they had their phone taken away, but they were able to text on their laptop, and one person created a Google Doc document and somebody else obviously shared it with them and they were able to communicate by Google Docs. I think that's just so interesting and so creative. But yeah, don't ever say you can't talk to someone, even if you haven't got a phone or a laptop or an iPad. Even if you just get some form of internet connection, you are able to get Google Doc sharing, so you're able to share the document with Google Docs. Just went to Tesco and asked if they had any plasters, and the woman said I thought pasta. Now I'm stood staring at penne because I was too scared to say no. I feel like a lot of people have been in that situation where you ask for one thing and you get something else, but you're just a bit too embarrassed to sort of correct them or to re-ask for something else. I've been in that situation quite a lot. So Sophie babes, I do relate to you there completely. Red Pill Jack said, fat people worry about being judged at the gym. The truth is, people who are actually physically fit, they look on and think, respect, you're making the changes. If that's you, know that next time you feel anxious at the gym. And I think this is something, again, I can relate to personally, that I'm not necessarily fat, I'm not necessarily overweight, but I am very, very self-conscious about the way that I look. And I feel like this is the one thing that a lot of people say to me, that actually going to the gym and you working out and you going on the running machines, rowing machines, whatever you do, people don't care about you and people aren't watching you. Because you're going in there, you're doing your exercise, you're listening to your music, and at the end of the day, that's what everyone's doing. They just might every so often, if they're picking up a weight, just see you, or if you're like running on the running machine, someone might occasionally just glance over at you. But they're not thinking, oh, this person's fat, this person's ugly, or whatever. They're actually thinking, yeah, respect. The fact that you know you're not happy with yourself and you're coming to the gym to sort that out, I think that's a really, really interesting and quite a motivational tweet, to be fair, because I know there's a lot of people that feel that just because they're overweight, they're going to get judged. But there's nothing wrong with being overweight. I think it's easier to lose weight than it is to put on weight. So if anything, be privileged however weighty you are. If you're skinny, try and put that weight back on. If you're not skinny, try and lose that weight. You don't have to lose pounds and pounds in a day, but as long as you know you're working out hard and you're eating the right foods, then there's no reason why you can't be like those physically fit people that you see in the gym. Tupperware, like Tupperware, the F is my lid. Literally, this is a student problem all the time. All the time I have pre-made meals where I'll make pasta or chicken or whatever, and it's always like, I found the box, but I haven't got the lid. So you can't close the lid. Luckily, I have about 200 lids, 200 boxes, all those sorts of things, but it's very funny. But yeah, I think that's just a student problem. People don't get ideas and they bash them for not understanding. If we keep this up, all ideas will just be reused ideas and nothing will be new. So people don't get ideas, they bash them for not understanding. If we keep all the ideas, if we keep this up, ideas will just be reused ideas and nothing will be new. I think that's basically saying that there's a lot of people that if you introduce something new to a group or to a project, they're not going to understand it first time and they're not going to want to go with it. So just going with a standard idea, but then at the same time it's like, if you just go with those standard ideas, then you're not coming up with anything new, you're not coming up with anything creative, and it would just be boring. Let me just double check. People don't get ideas and they bash them. People don't understand ideas and they bash them for not understanding. If we keep this up, all ideas will just be whatever. Yeah, something like that. Surround yourself with people who make you forget to look at your phone. Now this is an interesting quote from Jess. I think that's quite an important thing, because a lot of people say, yeah, you're my friend, you're my whatever, but if you hang around someone and they're just going to be constantly on their phone all the time, or if you're talking and they're just not listening to you, they're not really a friend. I think in a lot of situations that I'm in, I do have people that I'm sitting there talking to them and they just do like to sit like this on their phone, but sometimes every so often they'll just sort of like zone in and zone out of the conversation, which is absolutely fine. But if they're just sitting there like this the whole time, head down, phone on the table, phone in their hands, then I'm just sort of thinking, well, is this a friendship or am I having like an interrogation? I'm just talking and you're just listening, or well, pretending to listen, or maybe not even listening, not even pretending to listen, just not listening. And it's like, I've wasted my breath for them to just go, sorry, what? I wasn't listening, can you repeat that? And I'm just like, no, I'm not going to repeat that, goodbye. Another one here from Domasaur. It takes 45 muscles to frown, but only 10 muscles to smile. Frown all day, lose weight, get ripped, gains. A tweet here from Erin. Sometimes I wonder why I haven't got a boyfriend. Then I see videos of myself dancing on a night out and it suddenly becomes very clear. I think that's just basically saying that when you get drunk, you're going to dance a bit more embarrassing. I think a lot more people have a lot more confidence when they get drunk. So I think that's why sometimes, people sober don't have confidence, but when they have alcohol, they do. And then it's sort of like, just because they're more confident doesn't necessarily mean they're going to attract the nicest people or the right people or anyone. So it's sort of like, you'll look back at those videos and go, oh my god, yeah, I looked great in that dress, or I looked amazing in that outfit, but that dancing was horrific. So I can relate to that one, but I don't drink anymore, so I can't really relate that well. Another one here from Sam. Just overheard someone say life is a walk in the park. Mate, what park are you walking in? Mine's nearing on Jurassic Park. And I think this quote basically is like from individual to individual. Some people's life is a walk in the park. If they've got an easy life, if they are rich, if they have families and people doing things for them, then yeah, they're going to have a walk in the park life. But if people have to work to get where they need to be, or they have to learn new things to get where they have to be, or they have to go on different courses and study certain ways and study different things, then it's not going to be as easy as just a walk in the park. Oh my God. And the last one to end today's video, I don't care if it's £30 or £300, if you borrow money off of someone, you give it back. Simple rule of how not to be a tramp, XX. So I thought I'd end with this one because this is to do with money, and this is something that I have learned over my 20 odd years of being alive, that actually if you lend money to someone, it doesn't matter how much or how little it is, they should basically say to you, look, I know I owe you XYZ, I'll give it back to you in this many days, this many weeks, whatever, without you having to ask them or keep reminding them that they owe you money. Happens a lot with me, and I think for the last 2-3 years I've not lent money to people. I've bought things for people because I know that they've bought things for me, or that they were going to buy things for me, which most of the time they did. But in terms of giving money, lending money, I don't have the money to do that. And even if I did, most of it's going to go into savings, some of it goes on to rent, and the rest of it pretty much goes on myself. So even if I was to have the money, I wouldn't be giving it out like stupidly like I was a couple of years ago. So yeah, just a general thing, if you are lending money to people, just make sure people are giving it back, and if you are that person being lent the money, just make sure that you are giving the people that have lent you the money back. It's just courtesy of life, really. Anything you get given, you should just give back, basically. But yeah, that is it for today's reacting to tweets video. If you did enjoy it, don't forget to like, comment, share and subscribe. There'll be another one next week, and the one the week after, and the one the week after, just because they're on my phone and I need to get them off of my phone. So the easiest way to do this is do it in video form and just share it with the world. So let me know down below, what are your thoughts on the quotes from this video? Are there any that you can relate to, that you can't relate to? And if you'd like your tweets featured in a video, then just tweet some funny stuff. Yeah, that's how you do it. But yeah, if you did enjoy the video, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and comment what you want to see on my channel. And until then, thank you for watching and goodbye.